we should be live here any minute. Okay. Let me refresh the browser. Let's see there we go. Good. I'm seeing everything on Twitch. Listen to the sounds here to make sure I'm coming through okay. Yeah. Perfect. Sounds coming through. Good morning. Okay, so let me this is what is today? This is January 24th. Okay. All right. So the year is starting. Lots of exciting things are going to be happening here. Hopefully in everybody's lives. Hopefully the New Year's resolutions are off to a good start. As I will make sure mine will be. Good morning. Share with us where you're from and what weather like in your area. What is the weather like in your area, and share where you are from. I gotta drink my water. A friend of mine just called me and told me he's been in the hospital for kidney stones, and finally admits to me that he has not been drinking a lot of water in general. That's why he has kidney stones. Should be a half a gallon of water minimum every day we drink. All right, let's check. People are slowly coming in. Good morning. All right, we're going to get started here in just about a minute or two. And I'm going to go to Facebook and share with everybody right now to come and join us. And I'm going to tag all the Blender groups that I am aware of. And there's a bunch of them here. There are the Blender Marketplace. We've got Blender Wave. Got a group called Blender Made Easy. Blender Student is kind of interesting. I wonder who created that one. Blender Tips. Then, of course, we have our good old LightWave enthusiasts out there, which is how this group really started, because I've been a LightWave guy for so long, and I still support it, of course, and wanted to kind of keep the light on what's going on in the LightWave development and the LightWave community. So I'm just tagging people on Facebook if you see me looking at another monitor here. We'll get rocking and rolling in just about a few minutes. I'm gonna give you guys the link to jump on live if you want to share. Cool. All right, done. All right, so if you would like to share, that's good. We got people jumping in already. Good morning. Share where you are from and what the weather is like in your area. And I'm going to grab the link for anybody who wants to join us live. All right, so to join live, let me get everything spelled right here. All right, you're going to come to this link here. So there we go. To join in live, you're going to jump on that link. And you can share with us your portfolio. You can share with us anything that you're working on in Blender or LightWave. We'd love to see it. Come and share. Okay, so the link's in the chat box. All right, and people are jumping in, but I don't see them because they're not in the chat box. They're not talking in the chat box. So, but please do share where you're from, introduce yourself, and even share what weather is going on in your area. I know I'm in San Diego here. It's pretty sunny. We had a little bit of rain, or light sprinkly rain yesterday. But overall, the weather's been heating up. I mean, it was like close to 80 degrees several times earlier this week. So real nice weather. Good morning. Welcome. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. Now, I put the link in the chat box for those who want to share. I'm going to share the screen, share the entire screen. And I'm going to share my little Blender guy right there. All right, I got the Blender program up and running. Let's get this thing out of the way. Okay, welcome to the Blender 3D and LightWave discussions morning, where both myself and other artists will come on and share their talent in Blender and or LightWave. So LightWave is slowly making developments and improving their getting up to speed with what's going on in the 3D industry as a whole. But I'm also dedicated to the whole Blender platform. So Blender is an amazing product. It's basically revolutionized the 3D industry as we know it. Starting to really eat into the whole Maya market. So I can vision Blender taking quite a bit of the Maya market. So all right, I've got a little bit of a tutorial I was going to do for you, and then we'll just make stuff up along the way. You guys can ask questions and maybe some things you'd like to see. Clean my glasses off here. All right, let's go have some fun. So I found a nice little tutorial that I thought I would share with everybody today. And that's if you want to have like animated holes into objects. And I want to do something like that using vertex maps or what do I call it? Let me bring in an object now. I want to bring in a plane real quick. We'll start with that. Where's my cursor? My cursor's acting kind of weird. Okay. See, that's it. Weird. My stylus is acting kind of strange. All right, so Shift A. We're going to bring in the mesh. We're bringing the plane here, okay? So we're going to play with weight maps, right? We're going to cut holes into things utilizing weight maps. And I'm going to build a wall. Then I'm going to build something to kind of go through the wall. I'm going to go take a look at something. I want to bring over, let's go over to Polyhaven. Let's see what they've got over here in terms of 3D objects. Polyhaven, go there now. Assets, let's go over to the models. I want to take a look at, I want something, I could use the asteroid concept inside of Blender, I suppose. But, all right. I was going to use one of these rocks here or something. I could probably do that. Maybe I'll just go play around with the asteroid because that would be kind of fun to show everybody too. do like an asteroid from scratch or something. All right, we'll minimize that there. All right, let's go play. Welcome everybody. I see people jumping in already. Welcome to the Blender 3D and LightWave broadcast, LightWave discussions, and where I cover the bulk of the Blender 3D workflow. Let's see if my stylus is not back. Let's kind of replug this in. There we go. There it is. I like to work with my stylus. I'm working with it could be a Wacom or a SenseLab tablet stylus. You can see the little pin in my hand right here. All right. When I model and animate, I just find this very, very efficient. So let's maximize the screen so that you guys can just view my desktop. So I think it's that one. No, it's not that one. They're changing things on me here. I don't want that one. I want, I see. It's hidden in these little hidden menus. There we go. Got it. All right. Full screen. You can view my desktop. We're going to do something really fun. All right. I tell you what, we'll do like a meteor or a rock or something that's coming through. It's going to crash through a wall, but then like an invisible portal is going to open up and the rock's going to go through. Let's see. How about if I'm going to start by modeling this first, or shaping this plane first. And I'm going to go into edit mode. I'm going to subdivide that. Let's give that some subdivisions. Right down the bottom left-hand corner, I'm going to go grab that subdivision properties panel. And we're going to do about 100. We got 100 subdivisions. Okay. All right. Let's close this panel out. And let's get out of here and go to object mode. Now I downloaded a texture from Polyhaven, right? So I go to my assets and go to my textures. I downloaded a texture. Let me share with you which one it. I think I did a brick texture. And it looks like, let me kind of, yeah, this one here, I think it is. It's not the mossy brick, but it looks kind of like the mossy brick. All right. You'll get to see it in a little bit. So I've downloaded a texture like this. And it has all of these options in there, which is your color, your displacement. Actually getting all these maps here. All right, so your color, your normal mapping, your displacement map, and your I'm forgetting the title, the name of that is for making reflections or not. It's the roughness map. Okay, so you're getting all of those, and you can get them now. I download them in 4K, but you can get them up to 16K. I mean, that's what's amazing about this site. It's just they just really practically accommodated the CG artists as best as they can. And it's free. It's all free for personal and commercial use. So, all right. So let's go. Now I've already downloaded these, so I'm going to go ahead and texture this. So with that selected, I'm going to go over to right down here, grab my materials panel. Let's go add a brand new material and double click that one. And we're going to call that one wall. All right, let's go ahead and split off another section here. So I'm going to pull this on up. I just tagged the bottom left-hand corner. Your cursor becomes a crosshair. Then when you click and drag, left click and drag up, you get this split, right? This split automatically will split Blender into two of the exact same interfaces that you're currently working with. So if I go to the top left-hand corner, I can change this. I want to change that to the shader editor. All right, down here is my node editing. So if I select this, hit the period key, it'll drop that to full screen. N key to make that menu go away over here to the right. There's my shader, and there's the output, the material output that we're viewing. We need to be in material mode, so Z key on the keyboard, making sure I'm hovering on the top, and select material. So now we can see the materials that we're going to add in there. With that selected, I'm going to hit Control-Shift-T, which is our node wrangler, of course, to just tell Blender what textures to bring in. So if I double click the images here, I want to go to the Stone Pathway 2, and there they all are. Okay. So I really want these four here. I select that one, shift, and click this one. And that's my color, that's my displacement. This is my normal map for surface textures, and this is my roughness map for reflectivity. And we're going to click apply by hitting the principal texture button. Done. There it is. So we're seeing the nodes set up here in the bottom. Okay. The orange, of course, is all of our images. And we can also see normal map is connected, of course, to the normal map, as in the roughness here to the roughness, color to the colors. All you all should be familiar with this. Displacement, it's only odd person out, right? Color into the displacement, into the height of the displacement, and that goes into a displacement node, which is connected to the material output. Parsons. Yes. Okay. Very good question. Hey, and Parsons, let me give you also the link to jump on live. So I'm going to grab, let me get that for you real quick. There we go. Copy that to invite. So let me type in here to come on live. To join live, I'm typing this into Twitch here. There is the link. There you go. And to join live, there it is. So yeah, you can jump on and come on and join us. That way you can kind of chat and talk. And then I'm going to go, and that's a good point. I'm going to go ahead and grab the Polyhaven site, put it into the chat box so all of our guests can grab it. I'll go grab it right up here. Control C. Hey, if you don't have something, you can come and heckle me. David, I just put the link to come on live into the chat box. Do you see it? Our Vice President David Glenn just jumped in. All right, so there is the Polyhaven website here. Okay. And we've talked about this site before. It's invaluable. I mean, remember, you can do your own and then separate everything out using some of Adobe's products too. A lot of us artists are using Substance Painter. Okay, so David said yes, he'll be on soon. Cool. All right, cool, great. Well, I will wait here for you. But this is invaluable. You know, free. I mean, I remember a friend of mine gave me, back in my LightWave days, a friend of mine gave me a bunch of CDs full of textures, and all they were just the raw color image taken with the photographic camera, and then you had to use your skills in Photoshop to go in to create the displacement maps, the bump maps, your reflection maps, all that stuff, right? And now it's just all done for you, and they're done professionally. Now they've got another one in here I thought was kind of cool. Um, right up here at the top, they give these categories, right? Aerial, terrain, and floor, and brick and wood. And they've got this one for fabric. And if you click on fabric, look at what you get here. So if you want to make fabric, and maybe we'll do something on fabric. I think maybe we'll do something like this today. We'll do something with soft body dynamics today, and see how well these fabrics kind of look. That would be kind of fun. Yeah, persons, the good old days. It's like your Photoshop skills were just as important as LightWave skills. Because we wanted great looking textures. You had to know how to really separate them out properly. All right, I was just drinking water there real quick. All right, let's go back to having fun. Let's go back into Blender, because there is no life without Blender. And that should be our slogan, huh? For the Blender 3D user group. There is no life without Blender. Okay, there's our textures. They're there. All right. Now, if I go now, notice that this texture pack came with everything. It attached everything up, including the displacement. Now, FYI, your displacement is not going to show unless you go to the properties for it and tell the displacement to be shown. So right over here, I'm going to go over to my, for the ground, I'm going to go right over here to my materials menu. Okay. Scroll down to the settings, displacement, settings for displacement. Go to displacement first, then settings, drop it down, and you've got bump only, and that's default. So if you drop it down and say bump and displacement, there it is. It just displaces. It's probably hard to see. Here, let me go over here to the displacement option. I can go here. Like you see, it's mid-level is 0.5. I turn the mid-level to 0. And I can increase my, now its scale is 0.01, but I can bring it up. See, there you go, right? We've got our displacement going on here. So I'm over displacement, overdoing it a little bit, but you get to see what I'm doing. Now, this is not going to set your geometry in stone in terms of displacement, okay? So if I go to my scale and say, instead of 0.2, maybe 0.1, yeah, that's a little more acceptable. And we are in material mode. Now, what's nice about, I'm assuming this is new in 5, displacement, you weren't normally able to see it until you were in render mode. But now I'm able to see it in material mode, the effects of it. But it's always a better idea to kind of go inside of render mode, take a look at it. So I'm gonna hit the Z key and go to render mode right up here, and let's turn on my lights. Up at my lights, camera action, turn on the lights. There we go. Yeah. Kind of compared to this, looks a lot better. If I go inside my lights, camera action, and grab the light, and bring up the exposure a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. Oops. Let's go ahead and bring it on in. You can see. Look at that detail. It's beautiful. And Blender just effortlessly produces this magnificent detail. And it's fast. I mean, my system is not slowing down at all, right? It's fast. So I like, when I'm working with lights and displacement, I like to put the lights off to the side a little bit, okay? Let me pull back. My light's way up here, right? It's kind of right on it. Camera's here. Um, I'm just going to view it visually in this perspective mode. I'm going to bring it off to the side. And I think I'm going to bring it down a little bit. So let's just kind of push it on down to here. Push it over. Yeah, that looks, let me kind of bring it on close. There we go. That's off to the side. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. So we can really see, get the shadow and the light, reflection of the light, and the interaction, the shadow on the texture of the brick. Now, this is probably a little bit too strong. I've got it at 0.1. But no, take note, this is all being done in the material. We're going to do something different. I want this set in stone for the technique that we're going to use for the today's presentation. We're going to make a brick wall. We're going to have something going through the brick wall, but a portal is going to open up and it's going to go through the portal instead. Well, portal like experience. Let's turn off that text thing there. All right, so David just jumped in, and I'm going to add you. Good morning, David.
Good morning. How can you see me?
And I see your mouth moving, but we don't hear your voice.
You don't hear my voice?
You want to make sure that you have the right microphone connected into StreamYard. Oh, I hear it.
I'm working.
There it is.
Working on it.
There it is. It works. I hear you.
Oh, okay.
Can you
hear me now?
I hear you now.
Oh, okay.
It just took a few seconds for it to kind of, I guess, to transfer through. How you doing?
I just plugged it in. Yeah, it should be working.
All right.
Am I loud enough for you?
No, that's perfect. Actually, that sounds real good.
Okay.
Great.
And this is my new camera, at least for now.
Oh, oh my gosh, you got a camera. We're impressed.
Yeah. So I want to get less of my kitchen into it, but more of my printer into it.
Well, you can turn on the background thing where it blurs out your background and puts another image in, and you do that by hitting that gear icon in StreamYard on the far right bottom corner of the display window, and just go over to visual effects and tell it what effect you want. So I've got to blur the background out because I've got a messy office back here.
Same here. A messy apartment.
That's all right. That's the way we're artists. I've never met an artist who's organized around their workspace ever. Never ever. And I had a friend in photography school. He was Chinese, and most of us were disorganized with our negatives and our prints, and but he was.
We're doing our jobs. Who has when you're doing your job, who has the time to actually.
No, that's not it. It's not about the time. It's psychologically. Well, let me explain it this way. Let me explain it this way. So his stuff is so nice and neat and organized, and I thought, gosh, we need to learn from this guy. Well, I keep observing that whenever I meet an artist, their places are usually kind of messy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I went to his house one day. He invited me to his house, and his parents he owned the house, but his parents from China were living with him. And when I went into his bedroom was trashed. And then that's okay, he's an artist. So that's where his mess is.
Well, you're taking a look at my one of my work tables. That should give you a good indication right there. But I can't get the background to work.
Sometimes you probably have to reboot or something, but it's not that important. You just go to your.
Figured it out. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Now
Yeah, but it's blurring you out too. It's probably there. You go. You had to get back away from the camera a little bit.
Yeah, except my hair now is part of the brick.
Oh, it's kind of cool though. Kind of avant-garde, screen
Let's
capture here.
see. Let's turn this off.
All
Do
right,
that
so
there.
should I get back to the presentation?
Please do.
All right, so
Thank you.
let me
Thanks for
go.
your help.
Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure. Welcome to the broadcast. Um, let's see who's. Let me go ahead and do this here. All right, so what was I doing here? Oh yes, all right. So what we've got here is this displacement, and it's kind of harsh. It's still a little bit harsh, but it's nice to be able to see, how far you can go with these things before everything starts to break apart a little bit. I suppose if I come right over here to my displacement node, and once again, this is no different. This is the exact same thing as coming over here to your materials tab, going to your displacement. It's the exact same thing. It's right here, right? It's no different. So all this is on the right hand side is a convenient way to view your node, because Blender is a nodal based program, right? So person says you have a nice place, David.
That's just the default of the thing. That was in that was in Streamyard. So
Oh no,
I
he
would
was
like,
he was saying your apartment is a nice place.
it's small. It's like 500 square feet.
Oh, okay,
I deliberately cut down on my cost of living in order to make all my finances fit.
good.
And one of the sacrifices I made was to go from this townhouse, which was almost like 2,000 square feet,
Right.
down to 500 square feet, which is a lot more manageable for me, in terms of my budget.
Yeah. Well, that's what you have to do sometimes. So,
Yeah,
but there are always better days are ahead. But you make.
I'm running a business. I have to factor all the costs.
Yeah.
I spend
That's right.
65% of your time thinking how I'm going to pay the bills.
Yeah. Always. All right. So going back to our presentation.
Yes.
Yes, let's go. Getting sidetracked. So I've got point one here, and it really should be less than point one. Probably like 0.05, or let me try 0.05 and bring it. There you go. So that looks a lot more um, believable, or that's nice. So all right. So just kind of give you an idea what this is doing. Now this is not what I wanted. I want a displacement, but I need the points for this particular tutorial to be solidified in their location. All right, because we're going to be using weight maps, to apply this effect. If I go into edit mode right now, that displacement does not exist. It's a flat plane, and I need this displacement to work. I need it to be the points to be fixed in the shape that we saw it when we go back out to object mode, right? I need that displacement. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to use a modifier. If I go to the modifier wrench, we're going to go add a modifier, go to generate. No, we're going to go to deform. So it's going to be a deformer. And we're going to add displacement right there. Okay, and there it is. So it's just displacing it up. Um, Nothing's particularly happening yet. And let me do it this way. If I go here to solid mode, the original displacement goes away because it can only be viewed in the render mode in cycles. So if I go back to, I'll do an extreme angle here. If I go back to render mode, displacement comes back, right? But I want to view this in solid mode. Solid mode is your definitive view for what type of geometry that you actually have in your scene. So what we're going to do is we added a displacement modifier here. Okay, kind of bring this up. And now we need a texture, get that texture that we have as the displacement. So we're going to go down to the bottom, right below the materials tab. You got your texture tab, grab it, and we are going to actually, what could I do? I could do, hold on a second, we'll do it this way. Let's go to the modifier. Oh, I suppose I was doing the right thing. We're going to add a new texture where it says image and movie, drop up, and we're going to go grab, the image, right? We're going to come right down here, go to open. You can see my thing jumped out of the way here because displacement options are going crazy. Click open, go to my images folder, and go find the displacement right there, the pathway 02 DISP for displacement. So grab it, open it, there. Okay. Now, see the difference? One you can only see in render mode. The other you can see in any mode, right? If I hit the Z key in solid mode, in material mode, or in render mode. Okay. Go back to solid mode. So I want to control this, all right, by going to my modifier. This displacement modifier. The strength is 1.0. I think we probably want something like 0.1, like that. I think we ended up with 0.05, right? So if I now go back to render mode, right? I've got two of these connected. So I think what I'll do is I'll disconnect the materials displacement. So I'm going to disconnect that so we're no longer using it. And now all we're seeing is a displacement from our modifier. Okay. And as before, I think what we ended up using was 0.05, right? So 0.05 for the displacement height there. Okay. No, we'll go a little higher. We'll go to 0.07. I think I like the dynamics of it. Yeah, that's better. And I want more detail. So to get more detail, I'm going to add a subdivision surfaces to this. Let's turn up the light a little bit. Go back into the light source. Let's bring it up a little stronger, so we can kind of see what we're doing. Let's see where's the light source. It's still at an angle. Oh, it's still at an angle. Yeah, it is right there. It's still at an angle. I can tell the light to always point at the document or at the textured wall as well. And I can add a constraint. So that's right above this little light, the light data. I've got the constraint. Select the constraint. Let's drop it down and say track 2. And track to what? We're going to just get the eyedropper and say track to the plane. Right there. Now, it's always pointing at the plane. So no matter where I put it, this makes life easier. I don't have to worry about where the light's pointing to. I know it's always pointing at that plane. All right, if I want to bring it closer, I can do this, but it starts to get a little brighter. Okay, grab that there. Period key to get in close. Now the light's a little bit too bright, so I got to dim it down a little bit. So go to my light source and go to the light options, exposure, and bring it down like that. Yeah, closer to 1.4. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do one other thing. I want more detail. All right. So go to the modifier. We have our displacement. I'm going to add subdivision surfaces. So generate sub Ds. Boom. You can see it already. It changed. I'm getting close here. A lot more detail. So if I turn off subdivision surface, see? So before and after, before and after. I'm going to put subdivision surfaces first in the modifier stack. So I want to give it lots of detail first, then the displacement after. So put that there and see, it's a difference. So give it the geometry first. Now I've got one levels of view, which means you're only subdividing it once. Subdivide it again. Even more detail, look at that. And subdivide it one last time. Because even the default in LightWave is 3. There it is. Yeah, that looks really nice. Isn't that great?
Yep.
All right. So now we are done with, what was that?
I said it looks real.
Yeah, it does. It looks pretty real. It's just remember it back in the day it was LightWave. LightWave was the magical render machine. It just had an incredible render, but now it's been beat by Blender.
Well, Blender's had to do a lot of catch up because
Blender or LightWave?
And LightWave probably needs to do some more catch up. To the benefit of who runs it now, it's they're making a lot of great progress on it, but sadly there was a period of time where it was practically no development was being done on it.
Yeah, that Blender has been the lead guy for Blender was Tom Rosenthal is stepped down.
Yes,
and turned over the reins to his chosen group of people. I just got a personal email from the Blender Foundation, the BlenderCon, asking me to submit to make sure I submit a proposal because of the positive feedback I was getting from our presentation from the BlenderCon the year before.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is it's in Austin, Texas. And I did respond back asking them, is there funds to support travel and hotel? Because what's happening is that my personal workshops are about that time. I can make it, but they'll be close to my personal workshops. But it's in Austin, Texas. It was in LA last time, so it's easy. So that's my hometown. I can just get there easily. Yeah. But we'll see. I'll keep you up to date to see what goes on. All right.
It's a struggle with them because they don't have a budget let's say an Autodesk or a Adobe has.
Right.
We all need to contribute more to it, but as I say, we're not doing we're not learning stuff at this moment, so I'm interrupting, so please continue.
Okay, thank you for letting me continue. Okay, so it's looking good. So what I want to do is I want to freeze this. Okay, So once again, I disconnected the original texture. So if I turn off the modifier, it's all gone. Should be. Oh, I'm sorry. I turned off the wrong modifier. I want to turn off the displacement modifier. There it is. It's gone. Now it's just a flat plane. Turn on the modifier. It comes back. And I want to make doubly sure in my render settings here that my GPU compute is on. Okay. All right, now we're ready. I think this is good to go. So what we're going to do next is we're going to freeze this. I'm going to get rid of. I think we're done with the nodes down here in the bottom. So I'm going to go to the top left-hand corner, get the crosshairs, click and drag it down so we can get rid of that bottom one. So we're back in the standard modeling mode position here. So what we're going to do next, we're going to come over to the right, go to my modifiers, and I've got a subdivision and a displacement that's making this up. So once again, if I go over here to tab edit mode, it's just a flat plane. There's no real space in there. That displacement does not exist. We're going to come over here and we're going to apply everything. So apply all. Okay, there it is. Now it's moving faster because modifiers aren't taking up a lot of the GPU resources because now they're all set in stone. Okay, how do we know that? If I come over here to tab key edit mode, boom, see? We've got real geometry. So now the points are sitting where I want them to be. And it's a reason we did this. And you'll see in just a little bit. Okay, let's rotate this up. Let's rotate this on the y-axis. So R, Y, and -90 there. And I'm going to hit enter. Okay, I'm going to bring the light over a little bit. Let's go to the light source is over there. Put it over there. Bring it up high like this. I'm going to bring it back here. That angle. I like the 45-degree angle. That works. Okay. All right, so let's make a meteor or something. So let's go over to Shift A, go to Mesh, and I think the name of this thing is called Rock. And I don't think under extras. Yeah, rock generators under extras. There we go. Rock generator. Okay. Go to my plane. I'm gonna turn it off temporarily. And did that accidentally turn off my properties for the rock generator? I think it did. Damn it. All right, I'm gonna delete it. So Shift A, Mesh, Extras, Rock Generator, and right down here in the bottom left-hand corner is the Add Rocks property. So I'm thinking, let's drop it down, and we're gonna go grab the asteroid option and grab that. There we go. That's cool. That actually looks pretty good. I think I'll just keep that. But you can play with this, right? You got all these settings here, deformations, roughness, a lot of different little options here. I only want one rock. We've got, let's see what we've got in here. We've got, I don't want to play with the scale or skew. I think I'm going to come down deformations. If I click that up, yeah, that looks kind of interesting too. We got the seed down here. That's not bad. All right, we'll go with that one. Okay, that's what we'll go with. We'll turn on the wall. I want to change this up here. Go to the plane, double click it, call it the wall. And I think what I'm just going to enlarge this wall. So S the scale, make it like that. And I'm also going to get out of here and go to solid mode. That's what I want there. Okay. Go to the meteor, let's bring it on out. So as you can see in solid mode, we got real geometry there. Look at this. That wonderful detail. Let's get this panel out of the way. Wonderful detail. Okay. I'm going to animate this. I'm going to go over here to the layout view. I'm going to say 1 to 50. Come over to my view and then tell it to just go ahead and tell it to view scene range from 0 to 50. There we go. Does it for me. Okay. We're going to animate this. So I'm going to select this object. I'm going to center my orientation. So right click, set orientation to geometry. No, I'm not liking where it's centered. So I can manually adjust that. So right up here, go to my options and just select origins and move the, you can see that this origins is also attached to the actual, this deformation that's deforming the object, which is very cool actually. So I'm going to put it right about there. Oops. To there. Once it's there, I'm going to turn it off. Okay. So now we're going to move the object and not the origin. All right. So we have the I key for insert a keyframe. And then I'm going to hit Shift arrow key to the right to go to the very end frame. And then move the meteor here and hit I again. Go to my slider, and there's my movement. I want the meteor to be rotating, so I'm going to go back to 50. Hit the R key for rotation and rotate it a few times like that. Hit I key to insert the keyframe. Shift left arrow to the beginning, and then we got some rotation. I want more rotation on a particular axis. I'm going to go to Shift to the end frame. I'll just come over here to the rotation and hit that. And I want it more rotated like this. And I for insert keyframe. And now there we go. might want to do a little more of that. I drink some more water. My throat's getting a little dry. So I'm just adding some rotation properties. Just give it a little more visual interest. Okay. Let's test it out now. It's still. Let's go over here. Let's come over this way. I was using that access here. Let me kind of play around with this one. Okay. There we go. All right. So there is on the curves of this timeline of the meteor, you can see it starts off slow and then speeds up and then slows down. I want kind of a linear motion on this one. So I'm going to grab the two keyframes for the meteor, holding shift key to select them both. Then just hit the T key on the keyboard, keeping my mouse right down here on the playhead. The T key brings up the options. It's by default, I'm in the Bezier, but I'm going to be linear. I want to go a straight linear motion. So there's no slow to speed up or to slow down as you get to the end. It's all one linear quick motion. So I'm going to click it to there. Now there we go. See, it's one linear quick motion. So the meteor is coming through. It's going to crash through that thing, but it's not going to crash. You're going to get a little portal that's going to open up here. So when we come back from break, we are going to use the weight paint method to create a portal that's going to open up. And that portal, by the way, is going to interact with the meteor. So the position of the meteor is what's going to activate the portal. So when the meteor is away, the portal will not be affected. When a meteor gets to a certain distance, gets close, the portal is activated. It's the proximity of the meteor. It's going to activate the portal, opening up in the wall. Okay, so let's do a 15-minute break, and let me ask everybody this too. Any questions out there in the audience? None. My light source is awfully really close. I see I enlarged that, didn't I? So if I go to that light source, let me get out here, go to the move tool, and just move it on up and out. And let's go ahead and, because it's a larger thing, it's got to affect. There. We can bring it on up like so. Yes, I'm liking that. So we don't have anything for any textures for this meteor, and we'll probably do that when we come back from break. Cool. All right. So let's get my good old, I'm going to go on the screen capture this so we can use it for advertisement during break to invite people to the broadcast. So, okay, now let's do break. I'm going to go ahead and get the 15-minute timer. As usual, then I'm going to go make coffee. Let's get my favorite timer there. That's my favorite timer there. Okay, cool. All right, let's do it. A 15-minute break. Let's maximize it. We'll come back and have a lot more fun.
Here we go.
It is almost that time. I just put a quick invite to the fans on Facebook. You're going to get different. All right. Cool. We're done. Break over. All right. So let's go back to work. Everybody's back. Yeah, everybody's jumping in here. Okay, Gris Dawson, welcome. Let's see who's all here that I can see in my box. Ace Hoffman, great to see you. I should probably turn my little thing on here. Great, there we go. Okay, you can see my face here alongside the screen capture. Ace Hoffman, welcome. Chris Dawson, welcome. David Glenn's here. Essence, welcome. Mac Nonsense, good to see you. Parsons, great to see you as usual. And Steph MC Cool, welcome. There's a lot more, but they're not showing up unless you actually chat in the chat box, it doesn't show up here. So, but there's a lot more in the numbers here. So welcome everybody to the Blender 3D and LightWave discussions. All right, so what we've done so far, for those who've just joined us, I've got a bunch of extra numbers. Numbers are kind of jumping up here. For those who just joined us, I'm going to create utilizing weight mapping, things, transparency on an object. So I'm going to use the proximity of the meteor that's going to crash through the wall to open up a portal, and it's going to go through the portal and pass through the portal to the other side of the wall. And then the portal is going to close up as the meteor leaves the entry point. Okay, so what we've done so far has been to make the meteor. We still need to texture it. We're gonna do that next. And we've also textured and created a displacement, a frozen displacement of the wall. So this is actual real geometry. In fact, if I just kind of show it to you this way, go into edit mode, tab key brings this up, go to edit mode, and you get to see, hit the A key for all. You get to see that's actual real geometry in there. All right. So just this is what we've done up to this point. So we haven't done any of the features that's going to create the animated portal just yet. So I want to do one last thing, and that's texture the meteor. And we're going to go back to our good old friend. Let's see, where is it? I had it right up here. There we go. We're going to go back to our good old friend, the Polyhaven site. Go to our assets, go to textures, and see if we've got something in here that's going to best. I think I want to kind of look at terrain and get something that's kind of a terrain type of that could be work, that rock face. Okay, we could do that one. Let me just, I know that's at the top, so I can always come straight on back up to the top. I want to kind of a quick little visual scan, get rid of that. And there's a lot of these that I could actually use to work. That one's kind of nice right there. All right, let's go back up to the top. Yeah, that one's good. Let's just use that one right there. Okay, we're going to take all the textures for that. 4K, it's all I need. Click download, and I'm going to go download this into the root of the images folder for the whole animated. It's what I call it, the folder I'm putting it into, and it's there. Okay, open up the folder. Okay, folders here. I need, it's called Rock Face 3. There's the textures right in here. Okay, this is the blend file that comes with it that Polyhaven is giving us. I don't need the blend file. So we're going to grab the textures folders, Control C to copy it, go back to the root of the images, Control V to paste the textures folder. This is rock face number 3, so click it once and call it rock face 03. Got to keep organized. Cool. All right, and then the rock face 03, there are the textures. Go up to view extra large. Those are my textures. I'm going to go ahead and animate the meteor with that. Let's go to work. Let's get out of here. Go back to Blender. Go to the meteor. I don't believe the meteor is UV mapped. I don't think we need to UV map it. So let's scroll this up. I'm gonna come down here to my timeline. And temporarily, I'm gonna switch that to the shader editor. I don't believe there is a shader associated with this, and you can quickly find that out. We got the new button there. That's the first thing that tells you. Even if you go to your materials editor, you can see there's nothing there. So we're gonna grab it and call this one Meteor. Okay. And we are going to go get that texture. So select the shader, Command Shift T. That's our Node Wrangler command for bringing in multiple textures. I think it's defaulted back to our stone. So we're going to go back up, out, and then there is the rock face number 3 there. Double click it. All right, and that's what we need. Got an ambient occlusion, and then we're going to go down here to these 4. So click on that one, shift click on the last one to select all 4, and then hit the principal, and there it is. Okay, doesn't look like it worked, but it did work. It absolutely did. It's just that by default, Blender tells it to be a UV mapping, and we don't have UVs here. So the quickest way, I'm gonna click generate it, because since this meteor is a generated object, I think that can work. So I'm going to disconnect the UV and connect generator to vector, and there it is. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and go to full screen here. Cool. Getting close, and yeah, there's my textures on there. I can also try object, using the shape of the object for it to actually place the textures on. I like to play with it just to see what it looks like. So go to object, the vector. It just gives it a little bit of a different look and feel. In fact, I'm kind of liking that one a little better. I like that look better for the meteor. So I'll use it. Okay. So if you don't have UVs, utilize your generated and or your object as the mapping algorithm in Blender. So if anybody has any questions, no, go on and put in the chat box. Now, Chris Dawson made a comment about, is the mic on? Are you hearing me okay? It looks like you are. I'm looking at your text here. It looks like you figured it out, and now you're hearing me okay. Okay. All right, let's go animate this. So it's already animated. So that's the last thing that we did right before break, was we animated the meteor. I'm going to go turn this panel back to the timeline, top left-hand corner, and go tell it to use the timeline for now. Hit the space bar, there we go. Shadows coming through, meteors coming through. This next stuff you're gonna love. Well, okay. I wonder if I should set up the camera. All right, I'll set up the camera after we kind of set up the whole animated whole effect. All right, so I'm gonna pull this here. All right, let's let it stop there. All right, here we go. This is where it gets fun. I love this part. All right, so we're going to grab the wall. It might be more helpful to go hit the Z key, go to the solid mode for now. Okay. And what we're going to do is we are going to apply a modifier. And it's one that I've never shown you guys before. And we're going to go to our modifier. We're going to add a modifier. And so far, we've been mostly inside generate and deform, right?
Yes.
We're going to go inside of edit now.
Okay.
Whole new set of modifiers. And if we go down to the very bottom of edit, you have what's called a vertex weight proximity modifier. It's kind of cool. Vertex weight proximity modifier. And we're going to click it. Okay. Now, what we need to do is we need to go into the weight painting mode. Tab key. Weight paint. Boom. Okay. Now, we need to do a few things here. We made a vertex group. When we were inside the edit mode of the plane, we selected all the points and we gave it a weight group and we called it whole, I think. Well, actually, no, we didn't. No, we didn't. We didn't do that yet. Okay. All right. I jumped ahead of myself. That's my fault. That's okay. I too am human. So okay. So
let's create a vertex group.
Chris Dawson says he's watching and taking notes. Chris, no, I should stop here and remind everybody, all this is recorded. And I put this all on our official Blender YouTube page. Let me go to it and show you where it is. I'm glad I saw your note, Chris. It's a good time to talk. So go right over here. I'm going to drop the YouTube into the www.youtube. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm already inside the Blender. Yeah, I'm in the Blender 3D user group right here. All right, so go to my channel, and there are all the videos that we've been doing every week. They're right here. Okay, I'm going to grab this address, put it into the chat box. Now, everybody's going to want to stick around to the very end of the broadcast, because I'm going to, as a giveaway today, because now that we have enough people here, I'm going to give away one of my 5-week Blender workshops. Okay, so don't go anywhere afterward. When we get close to the end of the broadcast, we're going to do a giveaway. All right, so let's see. You guys should have that there by now. Is this it here? Oops, I'm not seeing it in my, yeah, there it is right there. That's it. That's it right there. YouTube, go there. When today is done, after Twitch finishes rendering it, takes an hour or two for it to do it, then I automatically have Twitch upload to our Blender section. From Twitch, I can tell it to say, just go straight to our YouTube channel, and it does it for me. It's really nice. And then you don't have to take notes. It's always here. You can come back and watch last week's video. I think that one was from right after Christmas. No, before Christmas. I'll double check to make sure I've got them all up there, but I'll make sure today's is definitely up there. But you can see them all go all the way back. They're all there. I've got to get them all categorized. David Glenn is our vice president, and that's probably going to be his job. I'm going to have him kind of come in here and look at these and properly name them and categorize them and put a nice little visual.
Be a bad idea.
Yeah, because we got to start making it look professional. So that's going to be his first job of for the new year. Of course, you can take screen captures from within the videos anytime you want, and like this one's a nice one here. When you can see the screen capture of the guy that's interviewing me. That's my interview after Wonderfest of my what's it, the Proteus? It's the Proteus. All right. So okay. All right. So you guys you are now aware. Let's see. We got a couple of comments here. It's the old-fashioned but effective way to learn things. Yeah, I know. But what happens is, especially when I'm doing my 5-week Blender classes and all of my Photoshop classes, I consistently tell people not to take notes, because the way you learn this stuff effectively, and I tell them not to take notes because I am recording it. They're going to get the recording in the end anyway. But also, I need your hands on your mouse and keyboard, and I need your eyes on the monitor at all times. Because that's how you pick up this stuff, is you're looking and paying attention to what's going on in front of you on the screen. If you're writing down notes, your mind stops thinking about paying attention to your 3D concepts, and now it's trying to record. Your brain switches, and you start missing important information. Right. So every week, now Twitch by default records everything. So it'll all be recorded. Let's see. I got too much stuff in the way here. Get out of the way. This one is one of the greatest resources out there, and I'm grateful for it. It is. Oh, you're talking about our broadcast, Chris? Is that what you're referring to? If you are, thank you. I mean, being a LightWave guy, I went to Blender and I realized a lot of LightWave. Oh yes, oh good. Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate that. And the YouTube channel. I mean, there's a lot of YouTube channels out there. This is going to get bigger. Because I'm working on a personal educational channel for my personal website. It'll be something you have to pay for, but it's going to be a lot of Blender stuff on there. So I wanted to be like the educational school or source for Blender content. Okay, so let's go back to work here. So there you go. This is all free. One day a week, free, a 3-hour education in Blender. That's no, very few people are doing that. Especially they're not doing it live. I mean, you get a lot of Blender YouTube content on YouTube, but no one's doing it live. Well, very few people are doing it live. There are some good ones that are doing it live, but very few people are doing it live. Okay, there we go. So here's our meteor. It's already textured. We know that. Hit the Z key, material mode. Texture's all there. Go back to solid mode. And now I want to go back, hit the tab key, because the tab key, we normally do the object, we normally do the edit, right? We've done some sculpting in the past. We'll do more. But now we're going to go to weight. So we're going to go to weight. Okay, we are in weight, right?
Mhm.
Weight paint mode. There. That looks right. Okay. Now, oh, that was why we did that, because I was going to make a vertex group. Select the wall. Now that we have all our points where we want them, tab key, edit mode. A key is select all. And I can actually be in point editing if I want to, but I'll select all my points, right? I'm going to come right down here to the green data triangle, all right above the materials option. And I'm going to create a vertex group. So at the very top, vertex group, nothing's there because we haven't created anything yet. Click it, and we're going to double click this group and call it whole. I want the H capitalized. And then we're going to assign it. Then we're going to deselect and then reselect. That tells me that I successfully did it. Okay, I'm going to deselect it. Okay. Get out of here, go to object mode now. So our vertex group is set up. It's done. Okay. So I'm going to come down here to the modifier, and we're going to select the vertex group. So we got the plane selected. We've got the vertex weight proximity modifier. Vertex weight proximity modifier. What vertex group do I want? The one I just made is called whole right there. Okay. The target object is going to be the meteor. Now, I'm going to select the meteor. We're going to call it meteor. Okay. All right, go back to the wall. The target object is going to be the meteor. The proximity mode is going to be geometry. We're going to play around with this. We'll make it faces for now, but we're going to play around with this. So when we play with this, it looks like you don't see anything happening, but something is happening. Let me show you. In order to see it, we got to go to weight paint mode. And sir, look at that. See that? We get weight painting happening based on the proximity of the meteor. Isn't that cool? Okay. So we got weight painting happening based on the proximity of the meteor and the shape of the meteor. All right, I'm going to put the meteor here. If you understand weight painting and pretty much any 3D program, blue means no effect. So blue is, think of blue like it's being icy cold, no effect. And then red being bright hot, lots of dynamic effect. We need to inverse this because the whole is going to be affected by the red hot effect. And then everything else will not be affected. So we're going to come down here to where it says geometry, lowest and highest. And I'm going to take the highest and bring it down to 0. And take the lowest and bring it up a little bit. And look, now it's reversed. Now the outside is blue and the inside is red hot. So I'm adjusting it based on how much I want it to be affected when the meteor actually gets to the middle of the plane. Okay. So we'll make it smaller. So I'm gonna go here and say I only want that much of an opening like that. All right, that's it for that. I'm gonna cascade it up. So let's test it out. Let's play it. See, meteor, bang, and then off. Even if we look at on the other side too, bang, and then off. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop it. Now, if we go to object mode and play it, it looks like nothing's happening, but we already know something is happening. We already know that when we were in the weight paint mode, the weight painting effect is happening. So what we need to do now is apply a modifier that's going to use that weight painting to create the transparency effect. And the modifier we're going to use is a masking modifier. Right? So let's check this out. I'm going to come over here to our modifier, add a modifier, go to generate, regular generate, and masking's right there, dead center. And if I select that, all right, we're going to tell it what vertex group do we need it to honor. Obviously, it's our whole vertex group. Now, the whole thing went transparent. When I get close, so it's inversed, right? So what I want to do is I want to inverse the mask. Easy peasy. That's what this double arrow symbol is. It means inverse. I think it's kind of stupid because I think you should have another box right above smooth that you put a check mark in saying inversed. But instead they got this box double arrow that means inverse. So if I click it, boom, there's your hole. Okay. So now I can play with the hole with a threshold. So the threshold, I can adjust exactly how much that's going to be affected. See, I want it like this. Okay. Now, if I play it, meteor comes through. And it's going through the portal and the wall. It's kind of cool. All right, if I go to material mode, it's even slowing down more because it's got to, it's accounting for all these textures in there. And I've got a lot of points in there as well because of the initial subdivision surfaces. But then again, if we go over to, let's say, render mode, let's see what it does. Somehow I got into edit mode. I want object mode. And I want render mode. And I'm going to come up here and wireframe is turned off. There we go. There we go. Now I'm thinking it's catching up. It's slowing down. So let's do this. Let's bring this back. I'm going to keep it there. So we have no thickness in the wall. So I want to test something out. I'm going to give this another modifier. And the modifier I'm going to give it is going to be, it's going to generate. And let's go over to solidify. There it is. Yeah, worked. So actually giving the wall some thickness. In fact, I can probably give it a little more thickness. So pull it back like, oh, too much, way too much. Stop there. There we go. I'm sure you guys can easily figure out a way to, a use for this in your own work. It's gonna, in order to see this properly, it needs to be rendered out. Right now, it's slowing down because I've got too many points. Um, so if I just manually do it, you get to see the effects. And it looks pretty darn good. There we go. Okay, so that looks pretty darn good. What do you guys think? I feel this would be a fun little one to kind of share with everybody. Um, I'm going to save this one, Control S. And once this is rendered out, then it's going to look accurate. So fun. I thought that this would be a good one just to play around with. I want to think of some other use cases for this and share with everybody later. It's a pretty simple, straightforward effect, but it's effective. Let's see. Chris Dawson says it looks cool. Thinking if there is a way uh, to generate the whole shape by itself to create a mat of compositing effect. Oh yeah. Well, that would be that you would be using procedurals for that. We did a tutorial a while back where we animated paper burning, and then the burning, and then the paper will burn and disappear as the burn went down to the lower section of the pages. That would be kind of a different technique. Um, but I would like to figure out how to apply that technique in combination with this. I think that would be really helpful. So, David, I see your screen is up. I'm going to make your screen live, and
Okay.
David's going to share some cool stuff with you guys. And I'm going
Okay.
to stop sharing mine. I'm going to remove mine. I'm going to add yours. Cool. Take it away, David.
Well, I've been doing a study on AI, very specifically for well, I'm in doing it for this as a paper for this one company. that I'm working with. And what I've been doing has been taking some of my artwork and let me show if I got an example here I can share with you. Oh, yeah. In the past, let me get some other pictures up here to also.
Oh, that's
let's see. Yeah, this will be good. I've also, I've been experimenting with this. This is what do you call it? Typo or whatever they call it. I know I'm mispronouncing it.
That's
It's one you showed me.
Yeah, I'm forgetting the name of it too.
Triple.
Triple.
And what I've been doing right here is I've been taking some of my characters. When I go to conventions and stuff, I always I always take some of the sketches that I have, and I try to let's see, maybe this will better. No, it isn't going to give me anything. All right, I should have brought up the original character. What I've been doing is I've been trying to take some of the characters. This is one of the characters I started off as a sketch many years ago. I like to draw. It's sort of a relaxing therapy for me to kind of get into my zen. And I did this. I did this during a panel that I was in that I viewed while I was over at Dragon Con many moons ago. It was over 5. It was probably 2017 or 2018. If I remember, probably the last one I attended before COVID hit. And what I had did is I brought it. I brought this into Gemini, and I think this uses a tool called I want to call it Nano Banana, but I have a feeling there's another name for it.
Well, it was Gemini. It was Gemini. That's what Google used to call it. Google Gemini, and then they renamed it Nano Banana.
Nano Banana.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, this is Gemini.
The same thing.
Yeah. So I went over and I brought the drawing in, and one of the first things I asked Gemini to do, and I'll say Gemini because it's a little easier for me to understand, for me to verbalize. I said, take this image and make it a T and turn it into a T pose. And I got this. And I quickly realized that the legs, if I'm going to turn this into the goal here was, of course, to turn this into a 3D model. And I figured that if I was going to turn this into a 3D model, I was going to have to make a little, spread out her legs a little bit in order. Otherwise, when I would go to the next step, it would generate this as one mesh. As instead of two distinct legs, it would generate it as one leg, and she would be mono-legged, which I didn't want to happen. So I asked it, can we spread her legs out just a little? And it did that. And I also asked it to generate side views. And I did have a little hard time getting it to do a back view. For some reason, it doesn't like to do a character's rear end or backside. And I tried it once, tried it twice, 2 or 3 times. Finally, after some convincing, I basically said, "Hey, can I just see her back?" And it finally complied. And so it even came over, and I asked it if it could do a 3D model, and it cranked this out for me for some reason. I guess that they wanted me to and explain to me, no, we can't do 3D models, but so what I want to do to start is I'm going to go in. What I want to do in the start is basically show you how I got this far, at least. And I'm going to go into a new chat, and I'm going to bring in a different model. I'm going to bring in this one that I did when I was. I do a lot of my sketching when I'm at a conference table and listening in, and I'm like 2 or 3 other people that are around me who happen to be artistically inclined, allegedly, and that is we like to bring a tablet to the meeting, and instead of taking notes, I will sketch out whatever comes to my mind. Now, obviously, when I was working for NavAir, I was working behind a skiff. I was working at a government facility. I couldn't draw girls, but I could draw various other drawings that came to mind. And such was the case when I went over to Meta. Meta, we had a bunch of discussions using tools over there. One of my functions at Meta was to design these tools that are used in to generate better AI and or better VR, pardon me. And while I was doing these things, I was, there was a contest going on about what we named the instruments of our, basically our tools of torture that we would develop. And I would go in my sketch pad, bring my sketch pad with me, and as they were explaining things, I step down and I do my notes. And I do my drawings. And I do my drawings because for me, and I don't have to explain this to anybody who is like me and does art. Art is a better thing for me. A piece of art for me is a better thing to remember when it comes to presentations. Viewing presentations and listening to a presentation. Than trying to waste my time writing things down, which I'm really crappy at. I can look at a drawing and I say, "Oh, I remember what I was doing when I was doing that drawing, and I remember the subject matter, and I can summarize a synopsis on the subject matter just by looking at the drawing." And it's guilt by association. But I would go in and take these drawings into my sketchbook, and later on down the road, this was something like 2 or 3 years down the road, I would go back and take these and maybe do something else with them, maybe color them in like I did with my bunny girls, which is what I call this character. But I'm going to maximize this thing so everybody can see. But today I'm going to go and take a chance and let's see. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to bring in an image and create create an image. Okay, we've been through this before. Create an image of wire poster. That isn't what I wanted to do. Create an image. Image. Create an image. Add files. Upload a file. Okay. I'm going to go in here and I got here one of the drawings that I did. And I modified it a little bit in Photoshop. And describe your image. A castle in the sky. I'm going to see what it could do with it. Boom. It's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to download that. It's pretty good. Let's go with that. Let's bring that into. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this drawing, and for starters, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try Meshy, which hasn't been the greatest thing for it, basically because all their good stuff is hidden behind a paywall. But I'm going to try to stick with what credits I have. I have 250 credits. I got this is one of my earlier drawings that I did with it. This was just using the raw drawing that I had before. But I'm going to do something new. I'm going to go over here and let's see, workspace, image to 3D. Go over here. I'm going to grab this guy, bring it over here, and I'm going to resist going to Mesh U6 because it won't allow me to download, but if I stick to Mesh U5, it will. And I'm going to try going low poly and just see what I can get out of this thing. I'm going to hit generate. And this will take a while, about 3 minutes while that's going on. I'm going to go and bring up this guy here. And I'm going to go in here and I have about 90 credits to play around with. I think I'm going to, let's see, where did they put me into? So here, I'm going to go over to downloads again. Yeah, I was there. Okay, what is it asking me to do? Don't understand this. Want to bring in an image file.
You're trying to bring in an image file as what? As a reference?
Yeah. There it is. Okay. And let's see, texture. I want the texture settings. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Topology. I'm going to go to quads this time because Um, Blender loves quads, and I got 40 left, and I'm thinking about. I got a question for you, Steve. You subscribed to this, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you get your 3,000 credits?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to do so before I plucked down $20 for this thing.
Yeah.
Really
just make sure you have the right username and password for the account. I think I had two different emails associated with Triple, and the one that I tried using, which didn't give me the credits, was probably an address that I didn't pay the money through.
Yeah.
But just if you have more than one account, just be wary that make sure you have the right account selected.
Okay. Well, then I feel more comfortable about this because I am going to.
Because it's inexpensive. I mean, this is one of the more inexpensive ones out there, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. And it opens up a lot of other tools, which I like to do, like to show, but I'm resisting temptation because I want to demonstrate how you can do most of this for free.
Okay.
From what they allow you to do for free. Meshi used to be very open and free about what they do. Since they've improved their algorithms, they've gotten kind of stingy.
Yeah.
But I wanted to bring them up as an alternative. And of course, Nana Banana doesn't do 3D stuff, so sadly. I actually like Nana Banana and Copilot. Mind you, I get licenses from Microsoft for Copilot, and I'm fairly well connected with Google, so they're very generous with giving me stuff to use their tool. Plus, I got a backer for it. I got a company that's also paying me for that stuff. The one I'm trying to stick with here is the stuff that's done for free. Stuff that people would use to generate slop. But anyway, I'm going to go over to that. Meanwhile, I'm going to go see what's going on over at Meshi. There is my model. And I've noticed, where is my texture? And darn that thing.
You have to generate the texture sepaitely. It'll be more additional credits. So there's going to be a texture button, if I remember correctly, up there in the top right somewhere. It'll say texture up there. Just click it and then go to the left side and tell it to generate.
And that would be where?
It will say right on the top of your menu. I think it's like a tab bar. One of them will say texture.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see anything up there? Take a look.
I think it's still generating.
Okay, that may be the case, so it's not going to show it to you yet.
Okay, well.
There it is. There. At the top. Look at the top. Those tabs.
Oh, I'm not in Meshi anymore.
Oh, guess what? I'm seeing it. Oh, I see. It must be a lag or something. It was there. The tabs were at the top of your middle screen. And it may be, and it said textures.
It says it's still generating, so.
That's probably the problem. It's just probably thinking.
Yeah.
So
when you're in older versions, it takes a lot longer to think.
Yeah, usually. Now I'm seeing it again. Now right there, where you rotate.
I see it. And I almost guarantee you, it's still generating.
All right, exactly. So at the very top of your screen, in the middle, it should say textures up there. There it is. It does. Do you see it? I don't see your mouse going there. No, to top middle. The top middle. There.
Oh, up
right
here.
You. All right.
Yeah.
There, you click on that, and then you got to render the texture separately.
This is Tripo again.
Yeah, it'll take a little bit, and it depends on. Oh, it's all being rendered on their server. So
Yeah, and this is the free version, so they promise more with when you pay for it. Which I won't go through the pay process here, most likely because I'm not going to share my.
all right. So you haven't paid. I thought I heard you say you had. I assumed you had paid for it already, but you didn't.
No, not this version. No.
Okay.
I'm about to, but not today. I got homework to do, as you well know. Let's see. I wonder if it'll let me do this. I can show you some of the other things that I've worked on.
Yep, our advanced modeling class is tomorrow, and while that's rendering there, I'm going to drop a link inside the chat box for everybody for the Blender classes coming up. But don't forget, we're going to be doing a giveaway of the beginning level of Blender class coming up.
Well, let's see. Is there anything I can show? That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So, but you know, I say I go up to it and it says, "Oops." And we'll go back. That is not a 3D model. As sweet as that is. The one thing I like about it, though, is there's about working with this is there's far less in Gemini, there's far less chance that it will go into tangents. It will generally do what I ask for it to do. And I just wish that Gemini, or Nana Banana, or whatever you want to call it, would have a 3D 3D model maker.
Don't worry, it's probably coming. I'm sure they're working on it.
Speaking of the devil.
Yeah, it looks great.
Uh-huh. Now this is in as you say, this is in Tripo.
I would love to see you bring it into Blender, and let's take a look at the geometry.
That's a good idea.
In options, you didn't tell it to do quads only, did you?
Yeah, I did quads.
Good.
Down here, it says quads.
Let's take a look at it in Blender. Export it out as a FBX.
Yeah, it's already in FBX. Huh? Maybe it won't let me.
It should. Export FBX.
Under. Oh.
The bottom, it should say
export.
All right, export. Choose the file format.
Maybe a texture resolution it doesn't like. And it pulls this stuff on me.
Yeah, do that. Tell it not to do the texture resolution. Maybe that's the thing that's gonna take you to the paid version.
Oh, let's take it to say 2K.
All right.
Nope.
Oh, they want you to, because you got the basic version now, which is you don't pay anything.
No, that was the whole point of this thing is.
It must have changed because I know I swore when I did the non-paid version that I was able to export out to FBX, and it may have changed.
Mm-hmm. Wonder what.
Well,
That,
if you end up paying for it this week, then no next week come back and you can share this too.
yeah.
But you've been playing with this before, correct?
Yes.
And you were able to export it out.
Yes.
Okay, then this shouldn't be a problem.
Export.
Maybe did you run out of credits?
I got 50.
Huh.
You don't pay the down. You don't pay the
To export.
Yeah, I know. Format FBX, put it in Blender. Did I log in? Yeah, I must have logged in.
It should show your avatar up there in the top right corner.
Those crumb bums.
Very odd. If I go, you know what? You have let's see. Let me go to
I
my
didn't try to mix them out. I didn't try to export it as Mixamo.
or you can try that then you can bring it into Mixamo. Then from Mixamo you can easily export it.
Well, the only advantage of putting it in Mixamo is it makes it patterns the model. It makes it easy for Mixamo to recognize the individual parts.
Right.
But this is a solid model. It shouldn't matter.
Okay, so I've got 4,000 points. Do you want me to render that out real quick for you, and I'll send it back to you? We can do it through Facebook Messenger. Easily.
Don't worry about it. I gotta. I could always go back and let's go and see what. Let's see what.
So you're in the standard there, generate. Yeah, maybe going to standard might help you.
Yeah, this is back in Meshy.
Oh, that's a Meshy. Gotcha. Okay.
I was gonna say the hell with these guys. I'm going to. No thanks.
And again, if you want to send me your image of the floating art, the floating piece there, I can quickly generate that and get it back to you.
That's all right. I'm going to pay for it anyways. In that case, I'll at that point after the meeting, I'm probably going to go ahead and pay for it. So I'll be on the paywall I'll be behind the paywall or whatever.
Okay, just for the audience, just figured that they wanted to see it.
Crud. Well, let me do this. Do you know where your do you want me to just give you the image?
Yeah, just give me the image in Facebook right now. So
Okay.
Facebook Messenger, and then that'll be the
Well,
quickest.
I was going to put it in your Google Drive.
I forget which one was that.
The one in class?
No, just go through Facebook Messenger. It'll be faster.
Okay.
I've got it right here, ready to go.
Okay. Let me go ahead
Go to
and
Facebook real quick. Find Stephen Burns and just drag and
remember.
drop the file in there. Stephen Burns. There I am. That's it. Hit the messenger button in the middle, in front of you, the blue button.
Oh yeah.
All right, there you go. Just drag and drop it in there.
Let's see. It was.
There it is, top left. Oh,
Oh, this is the one I cleaned up.
is that the image, or you want me to do the image, right?
Oh, that's right. Sorry. You want that one?
Okay, go on and bring it on through, and then I'll share my screen. I want to stop sharing your screen to share my screen. Everybody can see. I'm gonna just leave your screen there. So I'll just remove it. Add my screen. Yep, there we go. Cool. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna download that one. Click on it. Yeah, because I'll just right click and save image as, and I'm gonna just go put this somewhere I can find it. I'm gonna go to my desktop, and I think I've got a Blender. I thought I had a Blender discussions class up here. If I don't, I'll make it right now. I'll do it right now. So Control Shift N, Blender discussions, and double click that, drop the JPEG right into there. Okay, cool. Open it up. Okay, it's there. So go to a larger view. I've got it. Okay. I know where it is now. So that's not what I wanted to do. I want to go back to that. I want to go back to this here. There's triple here. And I need to bring in the image. So let me go and grab it here. I think I can drag and drop that right in there. Let me see what happens.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. All right. So I'm generating. Let me do this here. I don't know what the hell. Yep. Okay. All right. So I'm going to generate this here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to end up purchasing it because I'm going to use the generate. Use the multi-view or there's a multi-view mode in Tripo that I want to experiment with, which is the reason why I got the character with the side and back views.
Right. So topology settings are here. Okay, quad or triangle. I noticed, I'm gonna go to quad. I noticed that this shows up only when standard is selected. If I go to ultra, oh, actually that's different now. They changed it. If I go to ultra, because I can do that. So that's the extra quality settings. I've got up here, you can see I got 4,200 points or credits or whatever. Texture settings, I'm going to drop that down. Topology settings are there. 4K texture is what I'm generating. PBR, I'm not interested in that necessarily. Oh, I guess I should be, huh? PBR.
Does that really do anything for you?
Well, I'm assuming it's going to be giving you your various maps, your displacement map, your color map, this map, and all that, right? So I'm going to select it.
Okay. I don't think it really does anything because I already get those.
Oh, let's find out. I'm not going to take your word for it. I'm going to try it.
Okay.
Quad polygon. Okay, so we're ready to generate the model. So when it's done generating, so it's saying 60 credits on this one. When it's done generating, your texture you have to generate from up here. You click your texture, and it's going to take more credits from you.
I usually find out that I don't need to do that.
I've done it before, and I've had to do that.
Hmm.
So maybe it was automatically taking credits and you didn't realize it. I don't know. Okay, view your
Eating
online.
only 60-year credits right now.
Okay, these are just help menus here. I don't need that.
But hopefully next time I'll be able to take some of the side views and stuff that I did using Nano or Nano Banana and be able to bring those into uh, RiPro, whatever, Tripo, and dream up some stuff.
Now it's yep, there we go. We got a progress bar. So it's because it's taking a little bit of time.
There it is, starting to come out.
It took a little bit of time to kind of think and crunch those numbers and start to generating. Now it's starting to come through.
Mm-hmm. There's another model that I worked on that it's a character that kind of looks like, remember not Pugsley, but Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
I did a character based on Uncle Fester, and I gave him a top hat with a
Yeah.
little electric thing on the
So
top of his head.
they give you a little mouse over effect here that for people with ADD. That's also,
I can relate to that.
yeah, I think that's why they did it because people are gonna get impatient, kind of like like people so they get to play with this. Okay, so watch. So almost done generating.
Almost done.
Almost there. Let's see what we're gonna get.
For you, it should work faster because you paid for it.
Well, not only that, but I went to ultra settings. Yeah, I don't think you did ultra.
Yeah.
So ultra is going to pay attention to a lot more details.
Well, Ultra requires that you pay for the service.
Yeah, and it's not that expensive. This is one of the most reasonable 3D generating programs that I've seen out there. And I hate these things where they have these monthly. You pay monthly. Well, I think is this monthly too? Yeah, I think this is
You
monthly.
can do monthly. You can also do by year, but it's always in the end. It's better if you do annual.
Annual, yeah.
Annual's like $140 a year, and
there we go. So look at this.
it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So then I'm going to export this out. And I'll tell you, I'm going to do it as a Blender file, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah.
So 4K, export this out. There we go. Okay. And I tell you what, I'm going to put this inside the lessons folder that we're in. So lessons, presentations, and this is going to be AI. Do I have a folder in here? AI already? Yep, right there. AI right there. I'll put it in there. And I will call this one
Castle in the Sky.
Castle in the Sky. Okay, this is good.
Tripo Castle in the Sky. That was good.
In the Sky Tripo. Okay. Now it's saving Adobe Dimensions FBX. That's interesting. I told it to save it as a blend file. Why is it doing this in FBX? Interesting.
It does that because it sees FBX as the universal.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to assume that's correct. I'm going to come over here. Let's go into Blender and let's make a brand new file. I'm going to save this one first. Control S. File menu, new, generated.
Did you save it? Okay.
I already saved it.
Good.
File
I
menu.
throw away nothing.
Import FBX. and let's go over to the lessons folder. And in the AI folder, it was just called AI. Should
I think
be
you just it's just below you. Let's go down one little step. There's AX.
AX. I thought it said AI. I was sure it did.
Well, look at AX and maybe
N-
no.
No. It could be in the right click sort name lessons. Oh, wait a minute. Lessons folder, zero presentations. Sorry. There it is. AI. Zero AI. Let me see. It wasn't zero AI. It was just AI. There it is. There it is.
There it is.
Okay. All right. So this is what we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
a
if you
lot of what's happening is using displacement information. If I get in here, let's go inside of edit mode. Well, quads look good. Good looking quads. Top
I'm
bottom is
surprised
not
how well the quads are on this thing. It isn't that bad. I didn't have to do much
yeah,
retopology.
it's not that bad. We can work with this.
Mm-hmm. Now, if
So
you
if I
go in,
go to material mode, there's your
yeah,
material. Yeah, so I'm gonna come over. I'm not sure. Let me see if I go to quad view, double click this here. Oh, that's interesting. They're all connected, totally connected.
yeah, it's
Um,
one.
now this is
You have to go in and you have the advantage of doing that in Tripo to actually break down the image into individual sections. But that's something I have not experimented with because I have to go under the paywall to do that.
see
But it
this
has that
is doing
capability.
is doing it with the edges,
Hmm.
not necessarily with the faces. So the way that it's
Well, take a look at go into 3D UV editing to see what that comes out like.
yeah, that would be a good idea. Okay, go to UV editing.
Wow, that's ugly.
Yeah, it's go to our yeah, it's
Now, if I went back to Bunny Girl, and I do plan to go in and do some redo her face,
if I
just face it,
select
I could do a better face in that drawing.
if you look at these,
Uh huh.
it's just breaking them up to all these little sections, right? So
Hmm.
if I hit hold the mouse over any of these sections, and let's see what's happening here, and hit the L key. See, it's just selecting those connected sections.
Yeah,
So it's kind of a mess.
I agree.
It gave you quads, but which basically means that you can bring in your modifiers, right?
Yeah.
So
I could go in here and in Tripo, I can go in or you can go in. I can't because I'm not haven't paid yet, but you can go in and actually fragment the model, which means you can break it down into hunks and chunks and just handle it individually.
yeah,
And it'd probably be easier for you to just go in and redo the UVs yourself with
yeah.
your with either Substance Painter or in there's a good tutorial out there I know that talks
Here's
about using Substance Painter
here's the one.
using Blender as Substance Painter.
There's one on the trees here. So if I hit the L key for that, See, when I hit the L key, it's selecting everything. So
Uh-huh.
the faces are all interconnected completely.
Yeah, you have to break them into
You
chunks,
gotta
chunks, and chunks,
break them up.
which is a pain in the rear.
That is a real pain. So all right, so beware, everybody who's watching. You know, the three AI has done a magnificent job so far, with the exception of hands, for 2D source matter. But
I haven't had
3D,
too much, particularly when I use Gemini. I haven't had too much issue with the hands.
it's getting better. All AI generation programs are getting much better with the hand. We got a bunch of
It's
like some,
scary.
but overall, but with 3D, there's still problems because there's a lot of not mathematical, but creative decisions compared to
Power issues.
right. There's a lot of 3D. You've got to know your stuff. You can't rely. I mean, and I love watching these commercials on AI for 3D objects. Or constantly telling, well, you don't need to learn how to model. We can do it for you. It's kind of like, no, you need to
No,
know how to model.
it will. Yeah, at best, it will simplify a lot of
Well,
processes.
you need to know what it's doing and why so that you can make corrections. So
Right.
if you want to use this stuff for the backgrounds, you can decimate this, right? And make it even less geometry and just throw it in the background and you never get close enough to see the imperfections. These will be fine. But anything that's just going to go in the foreground that you're going to get up close to, this is
Mhm.
not going to work.
If you're going to make this the principal subject, you're going to do a lot of work, and then you're going to be making, and you're going to be, thinking about life choices.
Yeah, like the way this door is.
Why did I do this? Why did I do this way when I could have just drawn it? This was a issue, believe it or not, that I faced many a time when I was doing modeling for the government. The government went over and says, "Hey, I got this Piper Cub, and you can just bring it in and bring it into your software, David." And I said, "Well, there's an issue with that. This was made for this particular purpose. The stuff you're asking me to do is something completely different. And I have to make the choice between modifying this, it would be a good example,
Yeah.
and building my own.
Right.
And
Okay.
maybe building my own is probably a better choice."
Yeah, it is. It's usually a better choice to kind of build your own, but this kind of gets you started. I mean, you can.
Uh,
It's
I had
my
to,
feeling is it's going to get better. It's going to get better. I think they're going to perfect how these things can be used in gaming. You can't use this in gaming.
no.
Um,
Not effectively. Well, maybe in Unity, and pardon me, in Unreal,
there
but
there are other 3D AI programs out there that I'm currently experimenting with, which does a better job than Tripo. So
yeah,
and I'm getting used to it. So not when I'm ready, I'm going to share that with everybody.
there
So
is there is one based in China that is currently in beta, which
yeah,
somebody says is very effective. But you got to, you got to understand a little Chinese, and it's not designed for the U.S. yet. They will give you a beta account, which allows you to play with it. And there's a
you
lot of things it
let
won't
me
do.
let me share what you can do with this. This could be great for sculpting. Okay, so if I let's just go into our modeling mode here,
Which I'm diving in this afternoon, by the way,
which
with the
we'll be
octopus.
doing that for our advanced modeling class tomorrow, sculpting techniques. Here, let's get out of here. Let's get into your solid mode, and let's get out of edit mode. Okay. Okay. If I'm going to do sculpting for this, the first thing I want to do, I think I want to get rid of this down here. let me go back to edit mode. I want to get rid of these areas here. I'm going to go to X-ray mode, hold the control and right click, and I can do the lasso around that and hit X key and faces. Get rid of that. Um, I think there's another one back over here I missed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go. X faces, control right click. Sharing to StreamYard is causing a little bit of problems. Okay, so X faces, getting
Just got
post.
the-
Come on. There we go. And get rid of those faces, kind of zoom it, move it around. Okay.
That's it.
All right. Okay. Go to object mode. Get out of X-ray mode. Okay, it looks good. All right. Now, once I've got my object, I'm going to come over to the modifier, and you're going to give this model, go to generate, you're going to make it multi-resolution.
Yeah.
Multi-resolution behaves like subdivision surfaces, and that it subdivides your object, but it's specifically made for sculpting. So I'm going to go hit subdivision once, and there it is. So it's giving it more detail. Um, let's see what
Easy
it looks
peasy.
like here. I'm going to go over here to my tab, go to scoped mode here. Okay. And oh, I got this little box back now. Oh gosh,
I noticed that the other day.
this is, I know what it is. It's the B brush. This is B brush. So I go to the edit menu, go to your preferences. So if anybody gets this and it's driving them crazy, it's B brush right there. You can see it right here in my blender brush. You know, it's like Z brush. This is B brush because Z brush has this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I know.
turn that off. There it is. So
I
B.
don't even use ZBrush.
Yeah, well, I have ZBrush. I've been using ZBrush.
I'd say
So
I haven't been using that in ZBrush. So
now Shift Spacebar gives you your brush options, and I think I'm going to use the standard brush right there. It's called Draw, and ZBrush is called Standard. Here it's called Draw, and I can start to modify these shapes as I so choose. If I want to add detail these shapes out a little bit more. So especially if I decide to go into the bases of these shapes, I've got options for that. So Shift Spacebar. Oops, there we go.
oh,
That's what I want there. I got the crease option. Let's see. This is crease sharp, and just crease polish. Maybe crease polish will work here, and just tap in here. You can see a crease in there, right? So I'm going to add that little crease at the base of all this. Just to give it some better definition.
and this was what I was talking about. The other model I was working on that I wanted to experiment in using Sculpt
Right.
because I want to take her face. I'm just going to redo her face completely. I'm going to make it a 3D uh, with 3D eyeballs and the like, so I can actually go in and animate her face because there's an animation model in Blender for faces that I want to add into the Mixamo stuff. if I can.
Someone just trying to kind of bring some of this out. I can also use something like the elastic brush.
Just drag things out.
I want to make sure that
there's one that I use in ZBrush that literally it grabs it to a point and it'll drag everything else out with it. And it's great for sharp edge.
we have that in Blender too. It's right here. It's called the snake hook right there.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, and make sure I select it. Yeah, snake hook. So if I want to add, let's say I want to grab this tip out here.
Yeah.
A little bit too much.
Yeah, you want to be subtle.
Pull it out. This one, it works fast too.
You want to treat it like gravity. Treat it, aim it towards the down. It's a shame we can't make gravity work for us here.
If we could, we can just launch up into space without gravity being a problem. No, it's fast. So you can do most of what you pretty much almost all of what you want to do in ZBrush without having not ZBrush in Blender, not having ZBrush.
Yeah, that's the eventual goal because when what's his face bought ZBrush, can't remember is Cinema 4D or what. When they bought it, they threw away the privilege that we would get updates for nothing.
Right.
That to me was the biggest betrayal. Or betrayal, yeah.
Yeah, so you can just take it and scoped on it. And you got elastic snake hook too, which is probably more aggressive. Yeah,
it is. I kind of like to avoid using that stuff because
I like it. Look at that. I mean, it gives you something different. I think it's good to be flexible.
Uh-huh.
I'd
rather do damage by 1,000 cuts than to slam pile the whole thing. To me, it's much more, kind of take the what's his name? Darn it, I have his cup right here.
All right, so then let's stop here. I'm gonna save it just for the fun of it. Control S, and let's call this one. We're gonna call this one floating. What did we call this one? That was
I call it castle in the sky. Or at least that's what the terminology that the Gemini gave it. I was kind of the actual actual name that inspired me to draw this was called Castle Hill.
Yeah. So this brush may be really nice for giving you details to scales on dragons' bodies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
We can take just portions of your dragon's body and just kind of like start to. I like the distortion that it makes. It adds some unpredictability to the movement you're doing, which I think is really handy here. I kind of like that unpredictability.
There are people out there that they've run their whole careers based on this kind of sculpting
Oh
digitally.
yeah, well ZBrush is primarily for people who are professional, like top notch sculptors in clay,
Yeah.
and adapting them to a 3D program. Now those people learn it very quickly. 2D people don't learn 3D quickly, but 3D people, sculptors, traditional sculptors, adapt to ZBrush very quickly,
Hmm.
and they're very good at it. So yeah, I mean, and then you can just come in here and do your painting. So if you get done, playing around with this, you can go to your hit your tab key, go to your texture paint mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you can start painting on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm painting with black, obviously, so I go change that. Go to a different color green. So Blender says all in one inclusive.
And I guess basically the one thing that I like to remind viewers and anybody for that matter is that don't be afraid to learn to draw. Learning to draw actually has a good purpose for you.
It does. Drawing's important.
If nothing else, you can take your drawings now and you can turn them into wonderful 3D sculpted art. And
This one's
very
got
quickly.
this one's got different tones inside here, right?
Yeah.
So if I go to the foreground color here, grab the eyedropper, sample this tone, and we can keep this tone in here. All right, see?
Just oops.
Can repaint this, but then it's got that highlight on the edge of the brick there too. So
Mm-hmm.
grab the foreground color, hit the eyedropper, grab that highlight right about there, make a smaller brush. All right, and I think there we go. Here should be my pressure sensitivity. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
click that to activate it.
That was my other question for you was
Hit the wrong thing here. I want to go here, eyedropper, and
I
get that.
was I was wondering, can you do sculpting uh, with a tablet?
Yes, that's how you do sculpting. Is with the tablet.
Because I've been doing it with a mouse for all this time.
No, you need a tablet.
I need a
There,
tab.
there's those edges coming through. Of course, my brush is sort of too tiny.
Now, if anybody wants to go to my Patreon and give me money, huh? No, I'm not going to ask for
You
that.
can go to Amazon and get it refurbished.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot less money. Get a small version refurbished. Okay, I'm going to stop here.
Because
So
we're
yeah,
at
you can.
time.
All right, I'm going to stop here because we got to do the giveaway.
Oh, that's right.
All right, so we got to do the giveaway. So yeah, you can do your sculpt on here. You can do your painting on here. Um, and like David mentioned earlier, learning to draw a little bit is going to help you out quite a bit. You've got other painting tools in here, but we'll do a Saturday morning where we just do painting stuff and sculpting stuff, and we can get to explore a lot of this, but it is too much. All right, we're gonna do the giveaway. So what kind of tablet do you have, Steve? All right, so I'm gonna post up his question. What type of tablet do you have, Steve? Let me actually get my face up here too. I have two tablets. I've got the one I'm using right now is I'll hold it up if everybody can see it. This is the Sense Lab. In fact, I'll show you on screen now. And I also have the Wacom Cintiq,
You're right.
which is a 24-inch one that's sitting just off to my left over here. Um, what was I going to do? I'm going to go over here to grab this here. And if you go to Amazon and you look I'll show you the Sense Lab first. So Sense Lab's right there. You want the tablets. See if I'll find it. There you are. This is what you want. 265.
Mm-hmm.
A great price, and it includes that little now what do they call this control puck there?
Uh-huh.
Right?
Now,
That control puck where you can program that with any shortcut that you can think of with any program on your system, any and all programs on your system. And the pressure sensitivity is fabulous with this. It comes with now what's nice about SenseLab is it comes with two pins, a 3-button pin and a 2-button pin. Right. So if you're looking at my my screen, that's right. I like Chris Dawson's comment here. Draw every day, no matter the skill level. It's true. Every day.
there's only, as one person told me, for every one good drawing you're ever going to get, you're going to have like 1,000 crappy drawings.
Yeah. Yeah. But you'll get used to it. You'll get better if you're doing it.
And even the crappy drawings you learned from.
So and now I'm gonna go to the Wacom. So with Wacom, you want what's called the Intuos Pro. You don't want the Intuos, you want the Intuos Pro.
This is the one I happen to use.
There we go.
This is the El Cheapo. El Cheapo of the Wallacoms.
Oh, okay.
This is the one by Wallacom, and this is what the schools suggest you use, and I think that's criminal.
So here's the Wacom. Now their intros. Now this is a large, it's $4.99. You don't need a large. You want this is the small, $2.49. If you want to stick to the intro. So the intros in the Sense Lab is pretty much almost identical to quality. But you get a little bit more benefit with the Sense Lab in that you get 2 pins and you get a glove, right, to put on your hand. That one there. So this is a really good price.
Now, there's one question I want to ask you, Steve.
Yeah.
On Facebook, and I guess it's been showing up since they figure I'm an artist, or they think I'm an artist, which is debatable. There's a tool out there that people are pushing, or this one company is pushing, that's supposed to complement the
I know what you're talking about.
tablet.
That's in Blender. There is, but we're not going to talk about it now.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a number in here from 1 to 100, and whoever gets close to that 100 or close to my number is going to get to win the 5-week introduction to Blender class. Now this once you win this, then you're done winning for the year, because I like to spread the wealth. unless I mentioned ahead of time that you can go for it. So if you win this, then you don't get to um, submit for winnings for the rest of the year, because your thing will be good for the whole year. So this is only good for 2026. So whoever wins, that means you're done, competing, and now everybody else gets to compete in the next ones. So I'm going to put this over to my other monitor, and I'm going to pick a number which I've just typed in, and you guys get to put into the chat box the number of your choice.
Guess the number.
All right, so go on and do that now. So type into the chat box your number, okay? Cool, okay. All right. All right, is everybody, give everybody another minute or so. Okay, we got 265s, we got a 28, we got a 50. All right, so I'm going to put my number up now if everybody's done. So one last chance. Whoever gets closest to my number wins the 5-week beginning blender class. So one last chance to put your number from 1 to 100.
Da, 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 da,
All right, so that's it. Not a lot of people in this one. So I'm going to bring it over, and the number is 67. So Chris Dawson, you got it. Congratulations.
Yay, Chris Dawson.
Chris Dawson's got it. Okay, Chris, I need you to send to my email. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to put my email address in here. Steve at Chromeillusion. And you're going to email me to all your information. So I have your email address and your cell number and all that. So I'm going to put it there, and there is my email address. Okay. So do that right now. Email me all information right now. And now that class comes up. Now let me show you on my website. Now, if everybody go to my website, I'll give you the link here in just a little bit. It's chromeillusion.com. Let me give you guys the website. There you go. All right, and I'm going to type this in. All right, so if you go to my website is right there, chromeillusion.com. If you go to the website, you go to the workshops in the Blender 3D, all the workshops are here. So the next one is, we're finishing up the intro, not the intro. We finish up the advanced modeling, and then the next one coming up, I believe, is the animation. The animation's in April, so that means the beginning is going to be in February. So the next one coming up is the beginning class, February 22nd.
Which is a good class to take.
Yeah, which I'm not going to allow you to take any other classes if you have not had the beginning class first. This class is important. This gives you the whole foundation in Blender. And then after that ends, then the animation, the Blender and animation class starts. Okay, because the intro to Blender is an all-around understanding Blender, basic modeling, some little bit of animations, a little bit of everything. Here we
Especially
start.
the keys.
Yeah, here we start the Blender animation, which focuses solely on animation. And that they're all 5-week classes. Now, anybody who's interested in taking any of the classes, I'm going to give you a discount code, and it's for you guys. Discount code. Let me type this right. Is SDPUG 2026. Okay, so discount code, that's discount code. So go ahead and register for the class. You're going to love it. And it's going to get you up to speed so much quickly than trying to figure it out by looking at YouTube videos online. So Chris, email me your all your contact information now. I'll put you into the mailing list for the class, and you'll be notified about a week or so before the class. As a reminder.
It's a good class. The introduction class is a great class to take.
It really is. It's a very, very good class.
It's going to give you the fundamentals that you need, especially if you go into any advanced classes and in Blender in general.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I've got to go to my artist reception later on today.
Oh, and by the way, Steve, it has worn off on me. I have eventually learned to use the keys.
Yeah.
I'm breaking my old bad habits slowly but surely.
Keys. Chris,
and I'm going to go into sculpting today.
Looking forward to having you in the class, Chris. And world domination is only a few more classes away. Trust me, everybody who does the beginning class will carry on to the other classes because Blender is that broad. It's huge and deep. So
it's a big tool.
It is. So okay, we'll be back next week, Saturday, I believe. I'm gonna look at my calendar just to make sure there's no type of conflicts like workshops I have to do and stuff like that. Next week, free open. So we got our next Blender broadcast next Saturday, and we'll do something different. We'll try to do something different every time we come back. Okay, so thank you for being here, and spread the word about what we're doing here on every Saturday, and let's get more people involved. Okay. All right. Bye, everybody. So